You know, stuff is pretty good. So I just released the time-lapse video of everything I did over here. Uh, that was pretty exciting, actually. I actually really enjoy how this came out. So I'll give you the tour here now. So this is now what you see. There is a massive amount of people. The game, every time I start the game again, it seems to add just a massive amount of people. Hopefully it's because there's new rides and all that stuff, and it's trying to calculate that there's a population that can now go over there. But anyway, so I've got this section down, and I just add a little bit of decoration to splash around. Dang it! I wish the camera was a little bit more precise. Actually, hold on. Before I walk in there, let's. I need to hide that. I will temporarily put the water in there. So I've got this little bridge, and managed to put some lights on it. Hey, Zoc. And so now there's a little bit of the canal, stream, whatever, out here. As you're passing along on the monorail, you'll be able to see that. And I added a little bit of like a sewer thing here, and I'm going to add another one over here, so it looks like it's going in through the hill here. There's going to be a lot of water. I did not realize how much water I think I'm going to need for the transitioning of the Riviera into the Vintage, because I want kind of like a boardwalk thing for the Vintage. Anyway, so it's got the little lake here now, and then once we go in here. Sorry, I can't make this go slower. So, greeted by the little jester guy, and you walk in here, and this isn't quite Bavarian. Pictures I've seen of Bavaria are a lot closer together, like the buildings are actually, bumped together, but for the sake of space. So, there's this little Professor Wurst stand, and it comes with 4 different kiosks for Professor Wurst. I figure that's not a great thing. I left another one over here because this one also had 2. So I've swapped out. Instead of the Wursts, I added a hot dog squad for one, added a hat. Fantastic. Over here, I've got a couple more. And then, so as you come around here on this little loop, you'll pass by one of the buildings that I converted into a first aid station. Because we don't have those for a while. Hey, Wandering Duo. Long time no see. And then I added this little house that's turned into a rest stop for the staff. And then I added a bathroom over here. And apparently there's a sign specifically for the fantasy, which is cool. So I just converted the regular buildings into something that's actually useful since I don't have anything over here. Oh, the camera got stuck on the terrain again. Dang it. I gotta zoom back out to get my camera free. That's the most annoying part. Well, no, the paths are the most annoying part of the game. I'm gonna have to do free camera here. Second most annoying part is the camera. So you got a little thing around here with some vending machines and a little sit down area. And then on this side, got a few more little sit down areas. And I've got the clock tower here as an entrance. Ah, dang it. I really, really wish I could just pick a person and walk them through. There we go. Okay, so you got the entrance, and then you come into this area here. Just an empty house. I have not decided what to do with that. I really probably should put some walls or something so you can't just see into an empty building. But then, of course, we've got this mouse trap thing, mouse maze. I converted the walls. I just swapped them out, which is a little bit annoying, just because of the way it snaps. But anyway, I tried to hide a little bit of this. I didn't want to do a complete wall off. Like, I tried to wall this in so it looks close, but I didn't want to completely wall off the scaffolding look, just because people might want to see that as an attraction, and it probably just looks bad if it's just a gigantic wall. But yeah, so that's little Bavaria town. I think it turned out pretty good. This wall out here is actually built off of this. I just stole a section of this and then brought it over here and pulled the roof off and then added these little posts. So I just added an outside wall to give it the enclosed town look. But yeah, so that took almost 2 hours total time to build this, and it condensed down to a 20-minute time lapse. So that's what I'm looking at here for getting the rest of this park done. Oh yeah, I came in here and added some more greenery around the park. I swapped out the ride here. And the reason for that is because I don't really have too many rides over here for the fantasy park. And this one is a thrill ride, I think. I think it counts as a thrill ride. Otherwise, I've only got one thrill ride. So I stole it just to add more to this area here and swapped it out with another thrill ride. I added in some priority passes. I redid this lane and all that. But really just added some stuff, some more vending machines around here, just kind of a greenery to fill in a lot of the areas. So the park is starting to come along little by little. Yes, the pathing, my God. Because I knew I could make like these little areas out here if I got the roads close enough, because then it sort of melts them together. But man, I have struggled so much with getting the paths to do exactly what I want. It's actually pretty annoying. And then when I was trying to do these, you know, if they get too close to other paths, they try and connect. So I couldn't fully get it to look like it was going into the door on some of these. But I don't know. It's actually become something that I've actually enjoyed. You know, like I'll have something going on YouTube in the background on my other monitor, and then I'll just sort of spend a little bit of time, you know, adding some bushes or trees or something. I still need to kind of finish off this area, just so that when you look from the entranceway, you're not seeing a bunch of nothing. But also I want to try and spruce up the left side of the monorail, because as you're coming this way, you got a lot to see on this side, but coming over here, you just got nothing to look at. So that's kind of what I'm going to work on today. I want to move all these buildings in here, kind of get a layout of what this area is going to look like, and then maybe do a little bit of detailing like I mentioned last time, you know, build a cave for the dragon, kind of tie all this together as much as possible. So yeah, it was a lot of effort, but it's well worth it. And this is one of the games that I think rewards you for that. You know, the more you're willing to detail it, the better off it gets. You know, even though really, you know, I was just like spamming the same bushes and trees and flowers all over and just alternating. You know, out here it looks fine. Like, you know, it just kind of it blends together really nicely. And I think that's kind of the key to that, because I'm not very much of an abstract person. I struggle a lot with trying to do abstract things. So, you know, just to kind of have that work is a pretty good feeling. But you can see where I kind of gave up on just cramming it together just to make enough greenery. And I think this right here is the sort of level of detailing I want to do in future. I did end up going a little bit more in here just to fill in a lot of the dead space, but you know, now we're going to enter into the proper fantasy, and so there's going to be a lot more cobblestoning, hopefully, if I can make the paths do what I want. And then you know, we will now have access to other tree types, which is nice. You know, these are part of this building, but I think it will open that up for me. Now, the transitions here are going to be a little bit, I guess, on the fly. I did not realize that the Riviera was so hilly. You know, I looked at some pictures last night, and it is very vertical. The buildings are all up on slopes, and the only slope that I have in this area is right here. So my initial thought was kind of doing like Riviera buildings here, but I think now I'm going to have them go up here, and that's where they will come down to the water. And then over here, because I'm kind of running out of room, I was looking at the vintage buildings as well, and they're pretty damn big. Let's see if I can grab one here real quick. It's like, okay, so like the Promenade. I mean, these are ginormous buildings. So I'm going to have to bring the vintage stuff down a little bit because according to my plan, the Wild West is going to end up being right about here, and the World's Fair is going to end up being right about here, because directly at the 12 o'clock position is where the Adventure Zone is going to be. So I'm kind of running out of room here to to spread things out. Well, thanks for the Prime sub, Wandering Duo. Where was I? So I'm going to pull back the Riviera a little bit, which means I'm going to probably turn this entrance from being here to like here, and we're just going to cut this area off, transition it to Riviera, and then come out here where there's water. I'll turn these vintage buildings into sort of a dock boardwalk area, and then we'll do a little thing here. There's another ride, track ride I think it is, this crank start thing. So it's an old-timey track ride. I'd like to use it, but I mean, look how big it is. I just don't have the room for this stuff. Especially since there's supposed to be sort of a steampunk transition between the vintage and the western, because I want to do kind of like a Wild Wild West theme in between as a transition point. So I might have to rethink a little bit of what I can do here. I do actually have the ability to come in here and custom build one of these using like the vintage looking cars, so I could make my own. I just feel like it would be easier for me if I was able to use pre-built assets. But if I want to maintain themes, so like when I come over here to the sci-fi area, the transition between that and the movie studio area is going to be the Knight Rider DLC, and there's no real rides for Knight Rider except right here where you build your own. And as you can see, the Back to the Future also has that. So if I want to incorporate that, I'm going to have to build my own, and I might just make a miniature track or something that weaves between some buildings. I haven't decided what this stuff is going to look like yet. And then of course there's the sleigh ride for when we get to the North Pole in the winter section, Village Town, Festive Town, whatever the hell. So just looking through this stuff over the last week, this kind of sparked my imagination a little bit more, but man, there's still a lot to do. So, with all that prevaricating, I'm going to go ahead and start moving some of this stuff over there. So, how have you guys been? Oops. I need the whole thing. I think maybe I'll do this right here. So this is a hotel, but I think that I'm going to turn this into a restaurant, seeing as how we've got a hotel right here. There's actually a lot of hotels in this game. I did not realize how many there were. Okay. Maybe I don't want it there. Maybe I'd like it right here. I just thought, it's a big blank space here. It takes up a lot of room. But now maybe now I'm struggling a little bit with this idea. If I could do... Actually, okay. I changed my mind on this. That is true, yes. The technically it is the dungeon. I'll pull this out for a minute. So let's do this. We'll make this sort of the central square part. How about? So now this thing has got a major amount of stuff. So I think maybe I'll bring this over here as like an opposite. Alternatively, because I can have like the main road come up in here. I wanted to loop around as part of like the village. What is that? Staff building. Well, I could do a hedge maze. Oops. Come back here. Provided I can find some room. But actually, now that you mention it, I didn't really have an idea for what to do up here. So I could do a hedge maze kind of like here on this side. Because otherwise I'm just going to wall this off, I think. So yeah, I can put one of those up there. And this monorail that's going to come through here, I think I'd thought about doing it along the back here, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it come through here. I'll make the wall with like a big gap in it. Try and make a tunnel. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'll try and do like a tunnel window in the wall, and I'll have the monorail go through it, and then come out here ish, and then maybe I can use one of those promenade buildings and then kind of line it up there so it looks like it connects right to the promenade, like a dock or something. I also need to remember this big thing. So I need to smatter this with, what is this in? Okay. So, you know, as opposed to, say, the Bavarian town that I just did, where it's a little bit thin in places, I want to cram this one together with some stuff. So it's going to look a lot tighter. What is in the, I think this is just a building. Yeah. So we'll be able to use that one sort of as an outer deal. Let's get this stuff over here. And I'll rearrange it as I see fit here. Because there's actually a lot. There's a lot of buildings. Not necessarily rides, but there's a lot of buildings. And that makes sense because this is one of the major, the main three themes that came with the base game. So I fully expect these ones to be full of stuff. Chief beef. And a gulpy. And see, Cosmic Cow. But I can swap one of those out with Cosmic Cow ice cream. Another hot dog, chief beef. So I'm going to have to definitely go in and customize the buildings because it's duplicated a few too many. Okay, that's the blank one. This is Street Fox Coffee. Oh, got a little bit of a lag there. Standard restroom. Okay, so now this is just a little walkway entrance that I'm not really sure if I'm going to use at all. Actually, yeah, I will, because I'd thought about putting that little dock area in the back, right? So maybe I'll just have a little entrance that then goes to a little path for like some sit-down areas or something. You can just look out here. I wonder if I've got swans. I think I've got pink flamingos. I can maybe put something out here. People can watch the monorail. I don't know. Okay, and then we've got this big old thing that's just going to be kind of hanging out, so it'll be decorative. And where to put this? Well, if that's going to be the restaurant, I could put it right about there. Because I did want this thing to be... Well, okay. So, this area here, I think is going to be a lot of dead space. And I think that because I don't really know what else goes out there. Like, if we look here, the central circle is going to be roughly about there, and if I do the vintage idea out here, that's going to leave a little bit of a square here. So my initial thought for this was having this where these rocks are, but maybe I could move that to back here, which would pull that this way. So I could have some of that sticking out like that. Yeah, there was the sleeping dragon that's going to go in that cave. But I'm not really sure. Let me see if... Oh, I don't have flamingos. I thought I had some kind of prop like that. I don't even know what that would be under. I guess props. And then fences, targets, statues. Now this is where you can build your own statue. Small dragon statue. Oh, that's for a China adventure. I don't think these are the statues I was thinking of. Animatronics? Maybe animatronics? There's alligators, crocodiles, whatever. Oh, okay. So maybe what I could do, I could have like a water dragon, or like a Nessie, sticking out of the pool here. But yeah, I definitely wanted this sleeping dragon to be up in there so that the monorail has something to look at. There's a hippo. Giant scorpion. Sharks. I could put a shark fighting a sea monster dragon. What the hell is that? Oh. Now I know there's also some ghosts. Oh, anyway. Yeah, so I'll have to figure out what I want to do with this little pond out here. But we will definitely figure out something. So, now, in amongst all of this, where do I put my rides? That, maybe this isn't going to work out so well. But that's kind of, I guess, what this is all about. It's just, it's unfortunate, actually. I don't really want the interesting stuff to be the time-lapse videos that I do off camera. So I don't know, I mean, should I change that? Should I guess what would be more interesting for you guys? The plotting out and laying out ideas stage like this, or should I plot it all out and then do the detailing stuff on the stream? Bathrooms. I want the bathrooms to be more central, I would imagine. Gonna be walking before you know it. Crawling, anyway. Okay. Do you want to... I guess this isn't flat enough. Oh. I can get rid of this water for a minute. I mean, I could also just leave it. Just so I kind of have a feel for it. Yeah. I'll take it out when I need to. You'd rather see the ideas stage for the stream? I don't think that's what I want. Maybe it is. Oh, it's over here. There we go, that's a little bit better. Smooth. Alright. I think we will take this one a little bit closer to the edge. Yeah, well, if it lets me. There, just to give myself some space. And we'll do a loop around to there. Perfect. Okay. Oh, that reminds me. This. Yes, this. I need to test this so I can turn it on. How do you test these things? Test. Okay, I guess we have to unpause for a minute. I will be testing this ride. He didn't look too happy. So obviously I have to put something on the outside of this to make it more interesting. Maybe some trees or some visual something. Or maybe a dragon poking its head nearby. That's cool, you get to see the park a little bit. Get to look down into that. Ah! I guess I could swap out some of the lights if I really wanted to in this. Make them more authentic to the theme here. Before I let this go for too long, I have got to add some staff. This ride seems longer than some of the roller coasters, to be honest with you. All right, so now. Hey, wait, what? I literally just tested it. Stop the test? Okay, now we can open it. Jeez. Multiple shops are very busy. Thieves have been caught. Many things not accessible. I know. That's why we're pausing the game. Well, I mean, that makes sense, you know, doing the creative process and talking my way through why I'm doing what I'm doing. Oh no, did a guest make their way in here? A guest made their way in here. I'm cured. First aid cost nothing. Oh. Oh, what? What? I feel bad that she had to walk all the damn way over here where nobody is to get first aid, but it looks like we got some people coming. So, I could open up this area. I guess I'll just keep getting the same notifications constantly telling me that, hey, you know, this is unaccessible and you can't get anyone in here, but it's not like anyone can get in there, right? So anyway, we need to hire some staff, and I probably now actually need to reconfigure some of my park a little bit too. Staff. So how many security guards do I have? I got 2. Someone is apprehending a miscreant already. Excellent. So let's hire... Well, we need to hire 1 janitor, probably for this area. This little Bavarian area, I think will be fine. I think that'll be fine. We do have some wandering vendors. I've got like 10 extra, don't I? That are not specific to an area. They're free roaming or whatever. Roster assignment. Yeah, free roaming. So that means they should end up over here as well, I think. So I probably got enough staff for that. Maybe another mechanic, at least for this combined with the fantasy. For right now, this will be fine. What I just want you, I gotta let you drop to the ground so you're considered a real person. What I want from you is work roster. I need to create a new one. How do I select the trash cans? Does this... Oh, what the hell? Okay, let go of that, please. What is with you guys and the mascots? I will be sure to put one down, though, just for you. How do I forget how to make the janitor. Okay, I need to see this one. Let's go look at these. So it is PC right. I guess he just wanders between these areas. You can't specify picking the specific trash cans. Yeah, there are no rewards here. So, I guess we just select all that? That seems excessive. In fact, I don't like that at all. How do I... How I do? What is this? You know what? I guess I'll just select it. Maybe not all the way outside there. That'll be good enough. I hope. Is there a better way to just... like that? Will that work? I'm confused as to why it selects so many things like that. 1 ride, 6 shops, all this other stuff. We need to edit that. No, I want to rename the damn thing. I do not recall this being how I did this before. Oh, there it is. Okay. We will call this Bavaria. Okay, and then you, God, there, you get to have Bavaria, all to yourself. It hopefully shouldn't be too bad. And then, I don't know, do I get... Because I got two mechanics running around here, and one of them always seems like he's just not busy at all. So, but at the same time, I don't want to pull one over here, you know what I mean? I think combined with this, one mechanic ought to handle this. So I'm going to hire one anyway. But should I? Because they don't have work rosters, which means I'm going to have to set them up to be here. Okay, I'm not going to worry about it right now. So I think I should probably have a dedicated security guy over here. Okay, I'm going to give you the same thing for right now. Where's these other guys? He's got a high workload here. Old Lewis. Uh-oh. Waldo here? Waldo, you bastard. So he's free roaming. But didn't I give him... So what's PC security? What's that one? Or is that only Freeman? Freeman has got PC security, so what's the workload for PC security? Where the hell is it? Work roster, there we go. PC security. 2 shops, 1 entertainment point. Huh? So he's going from there? It's hard to see the highlighted one. So he's going from there to there? And that's what I've told him to patrol? Where's the other guy? I don't know. I just don't want my free roaming guy to end up over here. I'd rather him be stuck over here. So do I need to create yet another damn... Because he would be, like, everywhere. I don't want to keep making work rosters. I think I'll let him sit, and we'll see how bad this gets. So I got a security guy, and then I got... mechanic, right? Alright. So the mechanic, you're going to be right now in Bavaria. And then I will have that, and I see that the stream is dying. Hey, Caleb. The stream looks like it's dying a little bit. But okay. So let's, oh, come on. It's like the game is slowing down on me here. Or maybe... Well, I don't know. I don't know where I want this to exit. How about right there? And then we'll pick something small. Like you? What are you? A gulpy. Okay, now see... I don't want it to be too far back, because now... So this pathway, maybe I should put down the path. Oh boy, paths. This ended up being a little bit further away than I was kind of expecting it to be. And I've still got these things over here to bring in too. What do you mean intersecting terrain? So this is a big old staff building. This will be the restroom. Something like... So I guess I'll just lay things out. How I feel like maybe it looks best. So I've got a big spot back here. I could either tuck another ride, or I could try and find a spot for this monstrosity. Oh no, come on. I need the whole thing. So what am I going to do with this horrible thing? I guess I could put it here. Okay, so if I take this, move you out. I gotta do the same thing with this. Okay. So this... See, now if it were backwards, I could make it go like this. Which could be okay too, actually. Just make the entrance come from the other side. But that lets me tuck a lot of the ride over there. And then I could line up the castle wall right. I think I'll do that. This will be backwards, but I think I'll do this. The issue with that is, how am I going to get the... because what I want to do is lower this, obviously. I guess people just have to walk all the way around. No, we'll do it. Okay, so I need to get rid of some rock. Move you again. I do not like the fact that the buildings seem to struggle with the ground. It means that everything is kind of... Hey Kaiser. It means that the ground is not level.